You are enough. You are enough. Excellent. To navigating the overcoming uniqueness of growth and healing. You are enough. There is power in you. You are enough. Are you ready to use the power that's inside of you? You are enough. Today you know you was always enough. Yes. We had a moment when we didn't have the confidence to be as bold and secure that we are now. You are enough. Yes, we had moments when we settled for that relationship that we weren't supposed to be in because it was toxic or not. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to The Power in Your Voice. I am your host, Dr. Sheena Goodine, better known as the Lady Behind the Mask. Today, we have our guest, Ciara Lewis, in the building. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Can you tell the people where you're tuning in from and what you do?
Yes, I'm tuning in from Kentucky, and I am a business owner of two different businesses. My medical billing business, KL Consulting, LLC, and I am the CEO and founder of Fierce and Fearless magazine, along with being an author as well.
So tell me, Fierce and Fearless, those are some real powerful words there. Now tell me, what made you decide to name your magazine Fierce and Fearless, and why?
A lot of trauma, mostly my domestic violence situation. So I was abused, and that right there, I think, is what gave me that title, especially because what I went through and how I had to overcome that. Goodness, I can't talk. But yeah, to me, Fierce is just continuing to go no matter what, just doing it, not giving up, not stopping, not letting anything hold you back. And Fearless is overcoming that fear, going through the fear, regardless of what the fear is, and trying to figure out how you can accomplish that or breathe through it and still going above and beyond through the fear. So, I think a lot of times when we are in those type of situations, that's kind of what we have to do before we can finally break the chains and before we can see it, right? Because I think a lot of times fear is what holds us into those situations. And until we can realize that, it is the fear and that we're in control, then we kind of stay stuck in that. And so that's what it took for me to finally realize before I could actually come out of my domestic violence situation. As one, I had to own up to the fact that I did have fear, and that fear was what was controlling me, and that I had to take control back over the fear and no longer let that fear conquer me. And so that's how I came up with the name Fierce and Fearless.
I love it. Now, you said you're an author. So tell me, do you have one book or do you have like 5 books?
So I was a co-author in about 3 different books. And then I have 2 of my own books. So I have The Anchor Holds, which is my book of poetry. And then we just released Fierce and Fearless Phoenix Rises from the Ashes, which I have 11 other women that join me in that book. And so we're doing our first book signing in Atlanta on Saturday at Ray Southern Foods.
Sounds exciting. So tell me, what made you decide to do your first book of poetry?
The domestic violence. That is my saving grace, which is exactly why I called it The Anchor Holds, because that is what anchored me in. That's what, helped me to overcome and come out of that situation. Having the freedom and the power to write, because at that time, I didn't know how to use my voice, especially verbally. I had a very hard time talking to people or letting people know what was happening to me. I had a hard time even letting myself know. And so I found myself starting to write down what I was feeling inside, but the creator had it to come out in a form of poetry. And so all my poems are basically reality. They're not just something that's made up or, I don't know. They're real. They're from true experiences. And so if I never would have figured that out, if I never would have had that, I'm not too sure I would have truly overcome the abuse and the situation. I don't know if I truly would have been able to heal because, like I said, I was stuck for the longest of being able to verbally express or acknowledge what was happening to me.
Absolutely. Now, out of all your poems, do you have a favorite that's in the book? Like, we all have like our favorites song. So, do you have a favorite poem?
I do. And let me think of what the name of that poem is. It's Looking in the Mirror, I think is what it's called. Yes.
The title says enough for as itself. Looking in the mirror.
Yes.
And the funny thing about it, that's the hardest thing for some people. Is taking a look in the mirror because they're afraid of what they're going to see.
Yes. After my abuse, that was the hardest thing that I found myself not being able to do anymore. Even putting on makeup, like I really just completely lost myself. So the mirror was definitely a big challenge for me. It took me probably like 2 years before I could truly make myself stand in front of a mirror. Even I think it's kind of normal that even when you go take a shower, you kind of like look in the mirror or
Right.
whatever while you're getting ready. I couldn't even do that. And so I knew that I had reached a new high, a new level of trauma, fear, I just wasn't ready. I wasn't sure what I was going to see when I looked in the mirror after the abuse. And when I finally done it, it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, it was like, well, you're still here. And I think that's what done it for me, was to be able to actually physically see that I was still here. Because before that, I really and truthfully felt like I wasn't here. I felt like I had just disappeared and like I was just literally existing, like barely existing. And so, when I looked in the mirror, it helped me to realize, hey, Ciara, like you're still physically here, you're safe, you're fine, and you made it. And so the mirror also saved my life as well.
Absolutely. Now, question for you, because there are people that's probably still going through it that maybe not even sure that they are going through it. What advice would you have for someone that may be going through some trauma or domestic violence?
This is going to sound crazy and it's going to sound difficult, but again, acknowledging the situation, acknowledging your fear, and speak up. Don't be afraid to tell somebody. Don't be afraid to use your voice, because that is the only thing that is going to save you, is when you speak up and let someone know. I can remember telling myself that I just wish someone would have asked me, are you okay? Or how's your day? But the truth is, people can't always see that something is wrong. People don't always know. And I will say though, too, after I went through the abuse, I do personally find myself checking on people more often than I was before, just because we don't know what somebody's going through, But it was really hard for me to swallow that, because, when you're going, especially my neighbors, every day I was going in and out, in and out. And it was just breaking my heart, because it's like, these people don't know what's going on once I go in this door. They don't know what's going on when he's coming home. And, everybody thought that everything was fine. Everybody was so nice to him, and, until it all happened. And when I finally had to come out and tell somebody, I was so afraid of what they were going to think, or if they were going to turn their back on me, or, what the reaction was going to be. But they instantly came to my side, because you could see, you knew something was wrong. It was evident that this had been going on for a while. And so that's what I would tell somebody, is don't be afraid to speak up. Even if you have to call the domestic hotline or the police. For me, I called the police. I'll just, let everybody know. I did finally call the police. I still hadn't told my family directly until I called the police. So again, this had went on for a while, but the police was my breaking point.
Absolutely. Now, through this journey, writing is, definitely a therapy, and it's a way that we use to heal and also learn to use our voice. What do you feel was you learned about yourself that was a challenge, and what did you feel that was positive about yourself that you learned during this experience of writing?
The challenge for me was how much I allowed the fear to control me. How I bypassed the red flags because I seen them, but I've just always been this person that I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to give people a chance. I try to see the good through, the bad. And sometimes that can be more dangerous than helpful. And that's exactly what happened to me. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
I said, what did you learn that was positive about yourself? Because we learn good things about ourselves too.
Yeah. So that's when I learned my strength. That's when I learned that I could overcome anything. I just had to put my mind to it. I had to, again, conquer the fear, go around the fear, and find my way to get to a different path. And so that's, I had to say enough was enough. I couldn't keep waiting for someone to come in and save me or for someone else to tell me enough was enough. I had to be the one to do it. And I think, again, that this was hard for me too. So this is why I'm going to speak on this. And, a lot of people may disagree or not like me when I say this, but for the longest, I was waiting for someone to come and save me. I kept thinking, oh, any day somebody's going to come and do something. But then I had to stop and ask myself, well, how can somebody come help you, Ciara, if you're not telling anybody? Like if you're not, and
Yeah.
that was my wake up call. That was my wake up moment because I realized that I was allowing this to continue to happen because I wasn't speaking up. Instead, I was thinking that someone else could read or see what was going on and that they eventually was going to come in and help me. But that was that wasn't even an opportunity because I was doing such a good job hiding it. I wasn't even saying anything. So, again, that's the important right there is to use your voice, speak up, and let people know, hey, something is going on here and I need help.
Yeah, people were suffering. You were suffering in silence and
Yes.
hoping to get saved without being able to use your words. So
Yes.
I commend you for taking the step of calling the cops and stepping out over your fear, because it's true. A lot of people they stay because of fear. They stay because they think they're going to kill their family. They stay for the kids. They stay for the money. So it's several reasons people stay, but definitely enough is enough. And until you have enough, you're going to be there.
Yes, I agree.
So let's talk about the new book that we're about to do this book signing for. So how did you decide on who was allowed in the book and what were you looking for from their chapters?
If I have to be honest, I didn't make the decision. The creator did. When I put this out there, I really and truthfully wasn't sure how it was going to go, especially because it was my first time actually launching an anthology. However, I can say the creator most definitely did not disappoint. He put exactly who needed to be in this book. These could not have done a better job with putting their voice out there and sharing their story. I had a very difficult time trying to get through the manuscript, for the first couple of rough drafts, and then even trying to finalize it. Yeah, the choice to do this was based on several different things. Again, because I am a victim, and I know there are so many other victims, I wanted to create a platform, as I have with the magazine as well, for women to have a safe place to come and be able to share that story. Connect with each other, with other people who have gone through something similar. But at the same time, I wanted people to understand that just because we see someone that looks like they're glittery and gold, it doesn't mean they've been that way the whole time. It doesn't mean that they're thriving. We have gone through so much to get to where we are. And I think so many times people are so stuck on just looking at people and seeing what they have. And they're like, oh, I want to be like her, or I want to do that, or I want to do this. But they don't know the true in-depth story of what that person had to go through to get to that point, and that they're still going through to withhold that position. And so that's the beauty of this book is, it's really and truthfully taking someone's story and showing how they have gone through the worst of the worst and rose from the ashes.
I love it. I love the fact is that you're giving the space, you know, for 11 wonderful people to share their story, because there's so many people out there that is still afraid to share their story. They're still afraid to open their mouth and speak their truth. And I commend you for giving that platform to the amazing individuals. I don't know if it's men. Is it all women, or is it men
In the
and
book,
women? Yeah.
in the book, yeah, this book is just for women. We are actually going to be launching one for the men. It's going to be called A Roar of a Lion. I'm super excited for that project, especially
Okay.
because I feel like our men don't get that opportunity often. So,
Right.
yeah, we'll have one for the men as well.
Nice. When do you think you're going to launch that one as well?
The goal is probably early summer. So that's what we're striving for. But again, you know how these projects go. So
Yes.
as long as we can keep everything on task, then that's the goal.
Absolutely. So, to the writers out there, or anybody that wants to start their own business, what advice would you have for them?
Definitely find what fits you best. Find your niche, and just connect with the people that think the same way you do or in that same circle, and learn as much as you can, because you know, even though we know something, we don't know it all. And that's one thing that I've definitely learned. I've met so many different women, even inside of, you know, other networking groups and things of that nature, that have helped me to get to where I am now. And I just want everybody to remember that there's room for all of us at the table, regardless if we are doing the same thing. We may do the same thing, but we show up differently. And so, you know, I'm here to try to break the division. I'm trying to create more collaboration over competition, and just bring unity back.
Absolutely, because so many times people they feel that you're competing against them because we do the same thing. But honestly, it's room
Yes.
for everybody. So listen, everybody, it's room for everybody. It's okay. We can collab and not feel like we have to compete.
Yes, absolutely.
She said a word. Y'all better listen. She said a word. So, what is next besides the book? And I know you're having a book signing this weekend. What is next for you? Because listen, this year is wide open, and we're only in February.
That's absolutely right. So the next thing is, I do want to plan an event before the year is over. I'm still trying to put that in place, and you know, try to get it lined out to how I want to see it happen. We also will be launching. Well, I'm actually in the process of launching another book as well. So I will have a duo book with a male partner of mine, and I'm super excited about that. I'm not going to give too many details on here because that is definitely going to be a surprise. And we are also already looking for our next set of authors for the next series of Fierce and Fearless Phoenix Rises from the Ashes. And we are also looking for authors for the men's anthology as well. We do plan on trying to do more book signings, like a book tour. So that's something we're trying to line up too. So be ready, because you will be seeing us a lot this year in different places, and, you know, doing different things. So
Absolutely. So, are you planning on eventually coordinating and doing a nonprofit?
you know, yes, that is something that we have thought about, especially because I partner with another lady. Oh, she's lovely. When we call it when fierce meets or when fierce meets essence. And so that's our group we have on Facebook that, you know, we just recently started, and trying to get a little bit more involved with that. But she does design and travel. And so we managed to mix that up, and we have created so much. We donate to women and children each month, and we try to work with nonprofits, again, that, you know, are in need of things of that nature, to where we can reach out and help them. So yeah, that is something that is on the list.
So, tell the people what's your mission with that and how they can donate or collab with you to do that.
Absolutely. So we like to take a certain portion. Well, especially because right now it's just me and her doing it. We really haven't had any sponsored or donations yet, but I can tell you that each paid feature of the magazine, we do take a portion of that, and it does go toward the donation as well to, like I said, it could be a women's shelter. We've actually donated to a couple of people in need at schools. We just, like I said, we've just worked with different organizations and things like that. And if you are a nonprofit and you feel like this would be a benefit for you and you would like to connect with us to see how, we can help you out as well, feel free to contact us, because again, this is what our mission is. And all donations will go to, again, some form of women and children support system. We eventually are going to be going into the men's groups as well. We are also looking for a male leader to partner with as well, to kind of help with getting the men's side up.
I love it. I love it. So with the magazine, how can people, join or get featured and, become a part of that brand as well? Because, you're fierce and fearless out here.
Absolutely. So I try to keep the magazine to where we can kind of keep it affordable for everybody to join. So you can do that by going to fierceandfearlessentrepreneur.com. You can also email fearlessentrepreneur2025@gmail.com. And you can always connect with us at on Instagram and Facebook at Fierce and Fearless Entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Now, in your life, there's always someone that gives you a reason why. Why is your why for your mission?
My daughter. Yeah, my daughter.
The kids seem to always be the reason why. The legacy, is always the reason of what we want to show them how to impact and, empower.
Yes.
They give us that push to go through walls and everything else.
I agree.
So, is there anything else you would like to leave the people or you want them to know about you?
I just want to say that, we're in a time to where we have got to start loving each other and stop this bickering. We have got to come together because we can see what happens when we stay divided. Again, I'm here for unity in every shape, way, and form that there is possible. And I just can't wait to see the change as we continue to try to come together. But we have got to do better. We really do. That goes for each and every one of us. Whether, again, it's checking on your neighbors, it's saying a kind word to somebody when you see them in the store, or just lending a hand, just to lend a hand, because we are all going through something right now. All of us. I think to a point that we've never gone through anything to the shape that we've gone through in the last probably 2 to 3 years. And, I just want to wish love and peace to everybody. And again, I just want people to know that I'm here if you need to talk or connect. And again, we just got to come together, people.
Absolutely. So can you tell them how to connect with you, how to follow you, how to get you to speak, how to get to work with you, and all the above?
Yes. Again, my website is fierceandfearlessentrepreneur.com. My email is fearcefearlessentrepreneur2025@gmail.com. And you can always connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Fierce and Fearless Entrepreneur.
Thank you. As always, it's been a blessing to have you, Ciara. And listen, remember, her book is called Fierce and Fearless, The Rise of the Phoenix. Am I correct?
Fierce and Fearless Phoenix Rises from the Ashes. It's a lot.
I was close, but hashtag go get the book. It's out now. So there's no reason why y'all don't have the book. Go get it. She's doing a book signing in Atlanta this weekend. Am I correct?
Yes.
So make sure y'all tap in, y'all follow her, y'all connect with her, because listen, she's a wonderful woman. I collabed with her and she is great. So make sure y'all working with her, go follow her. And remember, it's not a competition, it's a collaboration. Absolutely. I love y'all as always. I think everyone that is watching now or later, please make sure y'all like, share, and comment. This has been your girl, Sheena Gadine, better known as the lady behind the mask. You can find me on Facebook as Dr. Sheena Gadine. You can find me on Instagram as the lady behind the mask 22. Y'all know as always, we empower, we motivate, and inspire. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all next time.